Hello boys and girls, mostly boys, but if you're one of the 3 girls that follows this channel, we salute you. This is a little tutorial on how to make a fantasy game or RPG or adventure game or whatever you want to call it. Believe it or not, one of the questions we get asked most, even more than the question, can you make my entire game for me, is can you show us how to make an RPG or an MMO or a fantasy game? So we never actually have, because we know actually how much work it is. But since my friend Robert Weaver has been working on a fantastic AI package for fantasy games, I thought I'd give it a shot. So if you just use the link in the description to get the AI package, it's not free. He needs to also make a sandwich in the morning, but it's for the work that's gone into it. It's incredibly inexpensive. So what you do is you unzip the files. It gives you a folder called Fantasy AI. You drag that folder from your operating system into your project folder, and it shows up like this, just like you would expect. Isn't that great? And you open it up, and there's a bunch of things we can do. But before that, we need a floor for our characters to walk on so they can, you know, kill each other. So let's call it a killing floor, if you will. So I'm going to game object, create other, and then cube. And I've used Unity since 2006 or 7 or so, and I still would like to be able to click the cube button up here somewhere. I know it's all minimal and stuff and great, but most programs have a cube button. Anyways, so you're gonna open that up, and then in here where it says AI characters setup, you open that, and there's a folder called fully rigged characters, which means it's already done. It's the make my great game button, as close as you can get. So I'm going to drag in a guard. The guard is blue, and if I hit F, it focuses on there, and he's falling through the floor just a little bit. That must be very uncomfortable, so I'm gonna help him out there. He's forever grateful. And then I'm going to drag in a skeleton as well. Skeleton is halfway through the floor also. That's funny. So I'm going to move him out, and if I scroll down here with the variables, it tells you what team this one is on. This one is team number 2. Then the guard is team number 1. So that means they're going to attack each other like you would expect from a skeleton and a guard. And we're not going to be able to see that because my camera is going to be all the way off in the deep end. So instead I'm going to drag a player in there, and the player is already better because he doesn't fall to the floor. And that adds another camera with the player, so I'm going to select my main camera and delete that. And now I'm going to hit play and watch the action. Skeleton gets killed. Victory. That was really quick. I hope you could see it. It's not very clear because there's no lights in the scene. So let's fix that real quick. Game other object, create other directional light. And the default one is very bright, so I'm going to change the color to a little bit of yellowish. There. Take the intensity down a bit. Then duplicate that one. Rotate that one the other way. And make that bluish. There. Now when I hit play, you could actually see the characters a bit better because they have lights on them. Isn't that beautiful? It's like a dusky dawn feel. And the skeleton dies again. Weak. So there's that. Very easy to get your AI going. And now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, that's great for the skeleton and the guard, but can I rig up my own characters? If you're not thinking that, then, you know, get with it, will ya? So I have a little character here called a shock trooper, which is part of a first-person shooter pack, or not really a pack, it's more of a massive code base that we're releasing soon. And I can't really say anything about it yet, but it's here. And we're going to make him time travel and fight these guys. So he's very small, so he has his David and Goliath moment at this time. So I'm going to need to scale it up a bit. There. And then we need to rig him up with the AIs. That's actually quite easy. We go into the fantasy folder again and look for empty AI prefabs, and we're going to look for the, well, I could pick any one of them. Ranged, of course, shoots stuff, and melee actually, you know, hits you in the face. So we're going to go with the monster sounds one. You can change the sounds, of course. It's a very, very flexible package. Move this up. And what we're going to do is we're going to move that right onto this character. So let's look at it from the top view here, and as you can see, the character is facing the Z direction, as you can see from this little blue bar. and the prefab is not, so I'm going to rotate that to fit each other. So that's done, but now the character is not really linked to it yet, so all I need to do is drag the shock trooper right in there. Now it's in here, and that makes it inherit all the movement. So if it starts to move around, the character actually follows. Now what we want to do is we want to make sure that the head is exactly at the space of the head. As you can see, this little cube there is there to help you, and this little smiley face. So I'm going to scale the shock trooper down a bit to fit the head. That's about right. Isn't that beautiful? His mom will be proud. Alright, cool. So now we need to tell what animations to play. So I'm going to the AI prefab here, and it asks us what character model are you using. So we're going to drag the shock trooper right on that slot. So that fixed that. It also asks us what is the head bone and neck bone. So that means it can actually look at the enemy it's going to kill. It's very cool, but I'm not going to fiddle with that right now. You could do that yourself. And then it asks us what animations we want to use. How many attack animations do you want to cycle through at random? So I'm going to pick one. And then look for the animations. So here's the shock trooper animations. There's quite a bunch of them. Isn't that impressive? And we're going to look for the melee attack here, which is right there, and it has the animation. So I'm going to drag that in. Next, it wants us to tell it what the run animation is. So there's a run loop. There's actually multiple run animations for when he's losing health and he's like half dead, but we're just going to use the normal one. Then it wants to know what animation to use when he's just standing there guarding stuff. So I'm going to use the idle animation. Select it there. And I'm going to use that for the other stand as well. Then what type of walk animation do you want to use? So I'm going to use that one. And then what animation do you want to use when he dies? There's a bunch of dies, so I'm going to pick the roughest, because dying is rough. Perfect. So now all I need to do is hit play, and this character should be attacking the others. At least the skeleton. So here we go.
Oh, hey.
And it didn't do anything. Maybe the skeleton died too quick. So what I'm going to do now is going to make him part of a different team. So I'm going to select this guy, scroll down, and make his team number 2. So that way he would attack anybody that's not number 2, which includes me and the skeleton. So that's great. I already don't have any friends, and now they're all attacking me. I went into games for a reason. You kidding me? Alright, cool. So that works. You can overwrite the sounds if you don't like them, because they don't fit a guy with the M16, but it's all good. Now there you guys are fighting each other. And I'm just gonna kill the loser because that's how I roll. I let other people do the work and then come in for the kill. That's what a boss does. There he goes. That was a nice death. Clean. Alright, awesome. So another thing you may be wondering is, okay, cool, they're now sort of walking around. We've never actually determined where they're supposed to walk. Is there any waypoints, or are there any navigational meshes? And yes, there are. And in the next video, I will show you exactly how to do that. So remember, link in the description to download this package. It is very, very, very good and very robust. And I'm very excited about it. Alright, talk to you in the next video. Bye bye.